Hello, everybody. This is Tango, and today we are going to do something very special. Very special indeed. We are in my old single player world where I got started on YouTube. This is where it all began for me. This is where I learned how to make videos, and this is where I poured my heart and soul for 36 episodes. And I've been wanting to do a full tour of this world for quite some time now, and I figured now is the time. So that is what we're going to do. I'm going to start the tour today. I don't know if it's going to be one episode or two. Don't know how the pacing is going to work or anything, but we're going to have some fun here. We're going to take a walk down memory lane. For those of you that have watched my single player world, first of all, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it, and this is going to be quite nostalgic for you, I think. For those of you that have not watched it, I recommend you do, and if you have any intentions of doing so, you might not want to watch this video just yet because it's obviously going to be completely full of spoilers and ruin the whole series for you, but you should watch that series. If you like my content, I think you'll like that too. What I'm going to do is do this whole thing in creative just because it's going to be easier to get around and stuff, and I'm going to, go over all the builds I did. Some of them are going to work, some of them aren't going to work, some are going to be busted because that's what happens. Things age, we all know it. And I'm going to sprinkle in some time lapses of old footage, or maybe even some special moments in the series that I thought were pretty good, and just kind of really keep the pace moving along here, and we're going to have some fun, so let's go. Well, what better place to get started than right here? Now, those of you that have any idea who I am, you must know what this is, because this is kind of what put me on the map, I'd say. This is the Iron Trench. It is my first mega iron farm, I guess you could call it, and I am very pleased with it. It is nothing but busted right now. Unfortunately, it does not work anymore. This is just one big single village, unfortunately. So we get about one golem every 7 minutes or so. But in its prime, when it worked, it was 32 villages. It automatically rebuilt itself. You guys know the drill. I'm not going to go over what this is, but just say that I was very proud of this thing, and to this day, it's still probably one of my favorite creations that I've done. It kind of holds a special moment in my heart, or a special place in my heart, and it always will. It's pretty cool to look at and see how it works, And I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna go into the details, but lots of redstone, lots of doors, lots of everything. If you want to know how it works and you don't, go watch the tutorial. It's there on my channel. But this guy over here is something else that I was really proud of. It's my storage system for the iron. The iron comes out over here, goes in these hoppers here. The golems die here, and then it goes underground over, and then gets lifted up to the top of this tower here. And we've got two giant silos. A concept that, at least as far as I know, I kind of invented, where you use lights to show how much items you have in your bulk storage system. So the left side here represents iron ingots. Oh, there goes the golem now. Look at those rates. And the right side represents crafted iron blocks. And I wanted to fill this up, but I never really did. And I wasn't too aggressive on it. But the idea was you come in here and you have your iron here. You pull the iron out, you craft it, and you drop it in this chest here. And that sends it up the elevator to go into the storage for the iron blocks. And you can pull out iron blocks here. The problem with this, though, was it just was too slow. You couldn't access iron fast enough. It was a huge oversight on my part. And I fixed that on the Moonlight server with the Iron Titan. If you want to see a crafting system, check that guy out. So that is it. That is the Iron Trench. And this is my storage system. I was very pleased with how both of these turned out. Alright, flying away from the Iron Trench and turning around, we have the front of my base. And this didn't really kind of come to completion until toward the end of the series, and I am just ultra pleased with how it turned out. There's not much I would really change about this wall, the entryway, or anything. I can go so far as to say I think this is probably the thing I'm most pleased with that I have ever built that is just for looks. It just works for me. I'm super happy. This wall here just turned out great, in my opinion. The upper levels here, I didn't add a roof or anything there, but the entryway here is really something I just like the most. Like up here, the little archway with the little design, the multi-tiered system you got here. I love it. I love the way this all turned out here. Pretty pleased with it. And you can step down in here into the little lookout rooms and stuff like that. This is the underground area that just kind of mirrors back over here, but just the look of it with a little kind of front archway here that goes underneath or goes over the entrance. Love it. Love the way this all looked, and I want to actually show you a little clip of me building it right now. So yeah, good times on the wall here. Definitely had a lot of fun on this project. Those of you that kind of noticed there, I originally had water coming down on the columns here, and I switched it out to lava later. Couldn't really decide which one I liked better, but I think I ended up with liking the lava better, and I still do to this day. Kind of adds just a little bit more color, or I don't know. I just like it better. But that's that. That's the wall. That's the entryway. Really pleased with this build. Then, however, we turn to this. This was my attempt at kind of framing the base a little bit more, bringing it out a little bit, and adding a little side tower, fortress, whatever you want to call it over here. This is just an embarrassment. I don't know what else to say. I like from right about here down. I like the base. I like the detail with the crack textures and the iron bars, and I really like the way it just kind of fits into this earth here, into the kind of hill. That I like. Everything else, bleh, horrible, vomit. I just don't. This is where I was still. I don't know. I'm not great yet, but this is definitely where I was in my learning phase. I would never do this again, I don't think. Couple big mistakes. The roof here is too bland, too kind of amateurish, I think. And this is just horrible. Like, it makes no sense. Like, how would you have this giant structure sitting on top of a wooden roof? There's no support. It looks out of place. It looks awkward. And bleh, yeah. The original intent, and I never got around to it, was that this walkway here, you would go into a little hole in this mountain here and come out on this side over here. But let me show you real quick what we got going on over here. I added just a couple little levels and stuff. You can like come up here, there's a little storage chest here, another little lookout up here where you can kind of look out across the land. And then you got the tippity top up here. You get a good look of all the base. And then I think even down on the bottom there is I think there's there's this room here, the big room, and then yeah, inside there's another little room. Nothing too exciting. So yeah, I made an episode out of this, and I kind of caught some flack, rightfully so. It's not that great, so we're gonna just move on from that beast. All right, what do you say we finally head inside and see what it looks like on the inside? Heading on up my little stairs here, leading into what I call the entryway. This was actually what I did in the final episode 36, is when this finally came together, I should have done this sooner, because it really pulls the whole base together from the entranceway up. When I started the series, I was really focusing on, technical things and resource gathering and stuff, and I neglected the look and feel of the base for a bit too long. That's my one regret with the series. I would have done things a little bit differently in order. But anyway, this is the entryway, like I said. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm about a 7 pleased with this, if that makes sense. I think it's okay, but it could be better. There's a couple things I would do differently. Like these walls are a little bit flat and stuff here. A little more detail work, but it's not horrible. But what do you guys think? I don't know. Like, I have a hard time judging how good something is, because I'm so close to it, I guess. But I was happy with this, but it didn't knock my socks off. I spent most of the episode talking about Minecon last year and stuff, and all my adventures there. So it was an entertaining episode because I had a lot of good stories to tell. But this is what we built, and let's head inside. And that is gonna bring us into we almost got hit by a snowball there. Good timing. Oh man, I love that little area there. This is the heart and soul of the base here. This is the storage room right here, and it centers the entire base. This was what I built in episode 2, so right off the bat, I kind of knew what my plan was. I wanted the storage room to be the center, and we've got these rings here. This is the outer ring on the top, and then you'll see down below there's a ring on the bottom as well, and you kind of got these little like switch stairs, like one going down, one going up, and that is on each of the four main sides leading off into other areas of the base. So lots to talk about here. Obviously, like the storage room itself is, it's kind of one I've done in the past, but this one definitely suited my needs. It was wide open. I really liked it. It was easy access. It had just the right amount of storage to store everything that I wanted to store, so I was pleased with it. I would not hesitate to build this one again. Had cool little extras too, like little hidden enchanting table down there, and then over here, what's this over here? I forget. Oh yeah, this was like my level 30 one. This is back when it mattered, and this is like my low level, 1 through 3 level enchants down there. So it was kind of cool, that little secret what do we call it's there. Yeah, so storage room, pretty self-explanatory. The outside area here now requires some explanation. You're probably wondering what's going on here. The idea I originally had with these 4 quadrants, I guess you could say I called them, is I wanted to have one dedicated to each of the elements, kind of, sort of. This one obviously is your water quadrant, your fire quadrant. Over here was the earth quadrant, and this one was going to be air, and it stayed nothing but a big hole for like 25 episodes probably, until I finally gave up and said I have no plans for air, and I turned it into the ice quadrant, which kind of still fit the theme but was a lot more fun. So I decorated with ice, complete with ice crystals down here. And I added a little extra thing. I put the snowmen in here, of course, and I got these little pressure plates here. You step on them, and it shoots snowballs up in the air. So it's kind of fun. You're kind of walking around your base, and the snowmen will trigger these and shoot snowballs up into the air. Kind of a fun little project. I enjoyed it. The other quadrants here, now let's see. We can talk about the Earth one. This is probably my favorite one. I think it turned out pretty good. Little custom tree, pumpkins, plenty of bone meal, vines on the wall, and a little river with more of the wood. So yeah, the upper side here kind of is supposed to match the quadrant too, so more of an earthy wood and sugarcane look with vines growing. I kind of like this. We even got a little secret dungeon down here that kind of goes vines goes down into nothing, but just adds that little like earthy look to it. Over here we got fire, which I'm not overly crazy about. It turned out to be too flat. It needed more, and I probably overdid it with the burning netherrack and stuff, but I do like the skulls on the post. That added a nice little touch. Over here we've got water, which is okay. I like the water coming out of the walls, but I had boats in here, but they kept breaking for whatever reason. No idea, probably some bug on load or something. They would crash on the lily pads or something. But that's water, and then yeah, you saw the ice over there. So that is the main room here. It took me a long time to build all this over many episodes, but there you have it. From here now, we're going to start exploring the different wings, which is where all the crazy stuff is. So here we go. Wow, okay, putting these clips together, I realized this is not going to be done in one episode. Hey, Snowball. So, yeah, we're going to need to pick up the pace here, I think, if we're going to get this even in 2 episodes. Hope you guys don't mind. Hope you don't mind. All right, here we go. First extra little side wing over here. This should look familiar to you guys. This is my industrial potion brewing system. I have a full tutorial for this on my channel, and I like this thing. I still think it's one of the best potion brewing systems out there. To be honest, I'm getting a lot of complaints and comments saying it doesn't work, but I don't know. I downloaded the world and it works fine. Pretty much all my tutorials people just say are broken. I don't know. Maybe I just make broken things, but this thing, it was pretty good, and it still is as far as I'm concerned. You basically, you select the ingredients you want for the potion you want, like this. So whatever lights are on down here are the ones that are gonna go through and make into the potion brewing system. And it's a batch brewer, so as soon as you turn it on, you pull this lever, and it'll start brewing. It'll pull in the nether wort automatically, and then, like I said, in this order, whatever else you have turned on. Up here is your storage system for your ingredients, so you can put those up there, and the light will light when you have ingredients, so when you don't, you can see like I'm out of the tiers there. It kind of at a glance you could tell when you need to fill it up and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty good. You got a light up there. It tells you when you got water bottles, and the product comes out down here. If you guys want to build it, take a look at the tutorial on my channel. It's pretty comprehensive. And then in here is, well, we'll hold up on that. This is just the redstone back here for the what do you call it? The potion brewing system. And I gotta say, on this project, I definitely felt like this was a jump in my redstone skill. This is by no means perfect, don't get me wrong. This could be compacted quite a bit still, but when I finished this, I really felt like, okay, I can kind of do anything in redstone now. I mean, it may not be the best, but I can get whatever I want done. This was complex, with a lot of the logic that was involved in this thing, because it would like automatically turn off when it ran out of a single ingredient, but finish the complete batch it was on. It would play music when it's done. It's pretty cool. And it auto refilled itself and everything. So yeah, this was a good learning experience for me. I definitely enjoyed it. And then in here, up here, this is the netherwort farm. And the reason it's here is because it auto-populates water bottles, and the netherwort goes and populates into the, what do you call it, into the potion brewing system automatically. So yeah, you can take glass out of here, throw the bottles in here, and it'll fill the potion brewing system below. This is where you put your netherwort that you want to harvest. And in here, yeah, I just gave it a little bit of look and feel. That's not really the farm. This is all just for looks. All that is down there for looks. The farm is in here. And it's kind of I think it's kind of a clever one, actually. It doesn't really focus on, well, I guess let me just show you. I'll just come up to the top here. It really focuses on planting as the thing it tries to optimize. It makes it easy to plant. So how do I show this? Let me get onto a level where it's easier to show. Oh, no, are these all filled up? Let me see here. Here we go. Here's an empty one. So the idea is you can reach up to like level 4 there, or the 4th block, and just kind of do this if you don't glitch on the side there. And you got to go a little bit slow. I'm going a little bit faster than I would normally would. Now you might hold shift and stuff. But you basically just keep zigzagging back and forth like this, plant it all, and then when you're done with the level, you simply press the button, it drops you down to the next one, and then you keep planting. And you can plant a whole ton real quick. And then when it all grows, you simply come out here, because you can got the glass, you can see when it's all growing. Press the button, and water pops out. All of the netherworts fall down into the hopper chain right there, you can see. It falls down all 4 tiers, and yeah, collects in here. So pretty cool system. I was happy. If I had to build another netherwort farm again, I would probably build something like this. But honestly, the problem with netherwort farms is you just don't need that much netherwort. Like once you get like that right there is enough netherwort forever, pretty much, unless you're doing something really special with potions. But that's gonna do it with the netherwort farm and the potion brewing system. Let's head back out to the main base area. Backing out of the potion wing and ducking on right down here, we're going to go down to the auto smelter. This is another one that I've got a full tutorial for on my channel, and I was always really pleased with how this one turned out. It was one of the first non-iron farm inventions I made, and it's got a little special place for me as well. I did this one in my LP first, like the potion system, and then did the tutorial afterwards. So this guy is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, you guys have probably seen a couple like it. But this was one of the first, I believe. You put your items you're going to be cooking in there. It can be food or cobble or whatever. And your fuel up there. I think I got... Yeah, okay. All right, yeah, we should be good on fuel here. So let me see if it still even works. Cobble, cobble, cobble. Cobble, cobble. All right, so you put some up there, and it automatically starts sucking it out. So all of them should turn on at the same time. Here we go. Go! And now. It's going to make a liar out of me, isn't it? Yes, it is. Oh, there we go. Excellent. Whoop. Such a great feeling when it all turns on at once there. There is an issue with this, though. Like, every once in a while, it'll just skip a furnace randomly because the hopper timings just aren't consistent enough. But it is one minor flaw in this thing. But honestly, it's like, meh, who cares? The rates are so good that if you miss one furnace on one round here or there, it really just doesn't matter. So this is cooking away here, and it basically fills up and does it all in parallel, so it's going as fast as possible. It's not fuel efficient, but hey, who cares? It's all about speed here, right? And it fills in everything you smelt or cook in here. It's got a little XP mode for, like right now it's on auto collect, so the items come out automatically and fill into this chest. And if I go XP mode, everything will stay in the furnaces, and I can manually collect it to get the XP. Pretty cool stuff. It's got a little light here to tell you when that light turns on. I think it means that one of the furnaces needs fuel, or it means there's not enough fuel in the system. I think, yeah. I forget. I don't know, but it was an indicator light to tell me that it needed more fuel. I think. And then over here we got my charcoal machine. Yes, difficult words. You put your logs in here, and you get charcoal down here automatically. And these exist all around, but I just like the kind of front face, like second tier kind of, just the look of this one from the front I really like for some reason. So let me go back here. I was actually thinking of doing a tutorial for this a while back, but I changed my mind because there's like 3 or 4 out there that are looking pretty much the same. I think I changed like 1 or 2 blocks or something, but so I don't know. I don't like putting tutorials out there when people have the exact same thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, not too. You get a lot of flack for that. And a lot of people are like, you copied so and so. So, Down here you got the redstone now for the auto smelter, and I will admit this thing is a bit on the hopper happy side, because I built this right after I built the iron trench, so I was just like, look at me, hoppers are free, and I went a little overboard because they're not free, and if you don't have a crazy iron farm, then it's a bit much on the expensive side, but overall, pleased with the design. It's fairly compact for what it does and all the features it's got. I might do it a little differently now. On Moonlight, the item distributor, I made a better item distribution system that I was actually thinking of doing a tutorial on that, but I don't think there's too much of a demand for an item distribution system, honestly. Most people aren't going to go searching for that. So there you have it. It's still smelting away here. So it only does complete batches at a time. If it doesn't have enough for a batch, it'll basically wait and stuff. So a lot of cool features here. So and there we go. Just turns off. Perfect timing. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right. What else we got? Swooshing over the storage room and flying right across down below here, we're going to take you over to the west side of the base now. And I need to say right away over here, because this area here is another one of those areas I'm just not too happy with. Not too happy at all. This wall especially. So I put this wall here because I wanted to build this area up in here, but I didn't want to look at the back of the ring. And I wasn't quite sure what to do. It just wasn't really, you know how it is. So I just put this wall here, and I tried to make it look good. Complete failure. I don't like the way it looks at all. This wall over here is a little bit better with the glowstone and the little lookout. So the idea was that there was going to be, ignore all this. This was going to be expansion, and I was going to have like more expansion down here, like other extra rooms in here, or something like that. Who knows? Never got around to it, of course, but down here, this right here is actually going to be the western gate to the whole, kind of base. I was going to build like a huge grand entrance here, probably take the water out and stuff, and build a little path just as kind of a second entrance to the place. Never got around to that. Go figure. This is the tree farm, and of all things that are ugly, this is the king, I believe. I had no idea how to make this look okay. I do like this area right here, the entryway with the little lampposts and the steps, a little bridge, and the waterfall coming down, going underneath the bridge. I like all that. This, though, just the big flat, oak, one color, don't like it. We'll just ignore that. So in here is my tree farm, and it's the old double-decker tree farm, which is kind of cool. Again, I went a little on the hopper crazy side. So this is all hoppers under here, all pointing to right into this corner here. So you pretty much just come down crank down the line here, harvest everything, blah, 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 and then all the leaves will fall and get automatically picked up and brought into here. So it would bring apples in here, extra logs that you didn't pick up, which is pretty rare, and saplings would go over here. And there's actually this little chest here for like extra stuff that you accidentally threw into the system. But yeah, the one cool thing I liked about this, though, is a little hole up here that you can like ender pearl up to, and you'd have a second row. But because it was all just stacked on top of each other, it just fell right through, and so you could actually stack this up like really high if you wanted to and make a pretty decent tree farm out of it. So kind of like this one. There's these nice little interior designs with the leaves and stuff like that, but honestly they're kind of obscured by the trees themselves. You can't really see. Little balcony out here. I was just kind of reaching for ideas of how to make it look better. I just didn't feel the project here on this exterior. It never really clicked, with the exception of the entryway there. But yeah, that is the tree farm. And you can see it kind of connects right here over to the main foyer. I went through a lot of efforts to make sure that this was going to be just high enough so that I could put this on top of this and extend this whole area out here right on top of the tree farm, and it would also provide a little roof for the tree farm. So that was all going to be expansion area out here. Never got to it. But that's the tree farm. I think that's it for the western side here. I was originally up here. This cow's been there since episode 1. I don't have it in my heart to knock him off. He's just been there forever. I was originally thinking of building a big tower up here. I mean, I had so many plans. I was going to build 4 giant towers, one over there in that corner, one right here in this corner, and then 2 even bigger ones in the back. And yeah, there was all kinds of crazy giant monuments that were going to go up here and everything, but didn't happen. But that is the western side of the base. You can see out in the back here. This is, I honestly, I never really left my base much in this series, which is kind of, I guess, a flaw. I mean, all I did was work on my base and the immediate surrounding area, like the iron farm and stuff. So I got a pretty decent looking base out of the short series that it was, but this was all spruce. Chopped all that down. That's where I pretty much got all my wood. So let's see. We did eastern wing over there with the smelter and the potion. We did the front. We did that. I think it's time to start heading into the back where I did some of my early stuff. Let's go. All right, moving on into the north side of the base here. This is some good stuff here. This is old school. I spent like the first 10 episodes in here. Oh, yeah, check it out. Check it out. High-tech zombie defense system. Oh, yeah. Look at this patented design. Whew. Look at that engineering craftsmanship. You guys are jealous, I know. I'll let you use this one if you want. This one time, you can steal my design. Too high dirt wall to the extreme. All right, back here this is probably one of the first, what I thought was at least exciting concepts I did in my series. This is a villager trading room back when, trading was kind of just coming onto the scene and everything. And as far as I know, this was one of the first automated, if not the first automated villager trading machine system that I ever saw. So I don't know. You guys can correct me if there was one that's older, but this one's pretty old. The idea now, down below I had my infinite villager breeding system, which we'll go down and show. It's broken now, of course, because of 1.8, but we'll show that later. But it piped them all the way up into this plumbing system, and they came up in the back and came up like right in there, okay? And you can see there's this water track that goes all the way around the whole thing. So what it would do is above each one of these villagers is a hole, and the villagers would fall in. So you'd come by and be like, oh, what's this guy got for trade? Blah, 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 blah. Don't like your trade. You're out. Yeah, see, therein lies the glitch that was kind of annoying. Some of the buttons didn't work that well. Like the ones in the back here work better. You press the button and whoop, see you later. And they go down the hole. And down there is a little eject system that takes them to a fiery, unfortunate death. But the cool thing, though, is here. Let me get where's one of these guys? Yeah. And I want to, let's see. So say a villager was just coming in, okay? He'd be like, doo-doo-doo, I'm a villager, look at me. And he'd come right over, and as soon as he gets to the hole, boop, and he just falls right in. And he takes the first available hole. And if that one fills up, it basically covers the slot, so the next ones will just keep on going. So it auto-replenishes itself. Pretty cool stuff, I thought. So basically I would come in here like once a day and check all my trades, and if I didn't like them, I'd get rid of them, and it would automatically refill itself in like 5 minutes or so. It was pretty awesome. And then back here is something I did late in the series. This is my quote-unquote perfect, yeah, my door wasn't too good. It kind of smashes your face if you stand in it. But this was my perfect villager, well protected back here. Hey buddy, what's the password? He's all encased in obsidian and stuff, but he was the guy that did the paper trade for me. And I had right here, I think, was where I put paper. Yep, this is where I put all my paper that I was done crafting. And over here, yeah, it's mostly empty. No, I got a little bit in here. This is my sugarcane farm dumped right into this guy here. And we're going to show you the sugarcane farm. It's all up in the back there, but I wired, or trafficked it up, I guess you could say, or navigated it up so that all the sugarcane would flow directly into here. So I could just come in here and have my sugarcane. Be like, hey buddy, what's the haps? But yeah, that's my perfect villager guy, and I didn't get him until much later. But once I did, it was obviously free sailing. Couple little doors back here, or little entryways. This one goes nowhere, I don't think. Yeah, this one just goes up into some ugly redstone. But this one, you sneak on in here, and it takes you back up into the sugarcane farm, which this is Mumbo Jumbo's design. You guys might have heard of him. I like this one with the little cocoa beans and the sugar cane blocking the water and stuff. Kind of give a nice beachy Mediterranean kind of feel. These chests serve no purpose. This is the global on-off switch for the whole farm. So you can see I got 3 little areas here. They're all the same. And you pretty much hop up here, and these pistons will retract when the system is on, and they're all bud switched. So as soon as let me see, I'll show it to you. Turn the system on. It's a little bit laggy, so I don't leave it on all the time, because it kind of hitches, but you'll hear the pistons will start firing pretty much any second, I would imagine. But when you can hear one of the other aisles just went over. When a sugarcane grows, boom, immediately pushes it off into the metal bars, into the water stream, and then it flows it on down in. Oh, there it goes. It does have a little bit of loss with it, so it's not the greatest, but it definitely worked well enough for me and gave me tons of sugarcane for trading. So yeah, the output goes I think it's right. I don't want to. Yeah, okay. No, that's not it. Where is it? It's back there somewhere, I think. I don't know. But it's where it takes all of the sugarcane, brings it down up on top of the roof inside here and into the room down here, into these chests right there. So pretty cool setup, I thought. So yeah, this room right here was like episode 5 or 6, and I got a lot of positive feedback for it. It's pretty ahead of its time, I think. A lot of people did trading rooms after this, but this was one of the originals, I believe. So yeah, sugarcane to trading was good times here. So let's see. Let's head over to let's go down below. There's one little place down here you might all be forgetting. Oh, and we're gonna have to leave that one till next time. I just checked the time, and this episode's getting a bit long, so we're gonna break here. I'm hoping we're right around the halfway mark, because there's still a lot to go, and it's actually all the best stuff is gonna be in the next episode, so you don't want to miss that. And I'm gonna include 2 clips that are probably the 2 that I am most proud of in the entire series in that next episode that you definitely don't want to miss. Very nostalgic for those of you that might know what I'm talking about. We're gonna go over the witch farm I did, which looks great. The Enderman farm. What else we got? We got my bones to beef cow farm, which is really cool. All kinds of good stuff coming up here. So I will see you next time, and we will finish the tour of this world. See you later, guys.